Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Retro Gamers Podcast, episode number 298. This time it's the real 298. Larry here.
And Anthony here.
And you're gone a week, and I forgot what episode we were at.
Yeah, I heard about that. I didn't realize that I need to be here so that you can know how to count.
Well, the funny thing was, I actually looked it up before I recorded, and I'm like, okay, here's 290. What I thought was 297, but I must have misread it. 296, but yeah, nevertheless, this is 298. This is the real
298. Last week was 297.
Yes, it was.
And I understand the mistake. I mean, you do get thrown off when I am absent. So,
and I do have an issue with numbers.
And so. you do. Your fingers can't count that high anyway. So
I can only count to 11 on these hands.
There you go.
But speaking of last week, real quick, we want to thank pretty much everyone who was on the show, which is really my buddies stepping in and helping out. Pete, Greg, and who I feel so bad because I kept calling him the wrong name the entire time. My friend Anthony, not this Anthony. Lovable Halo Addiction. Again, sorry about that, Ant.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for stepping in. I know, Larry. I think it was short notice when I gave you the hey, find other people. So my apologies. Things are a little hectic right now.
A little bit. What you got? I don't mean to startle you, or anything, but don't look behind you because I don't know. You might be missing something. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh no, nothing's missing.
Oh, okay.
No, it's always been like that.
The X-Men arcade has always been there. You're right. That's stupid.
No. See, it's always been there. I'm in the middle of cleaning the carpets. So everything in the house is being shifted around. Unfortunately, this needs a little more. I need a little more help with this piece.
Gotcha.
So
I've done that.
Yeah, exactly. So it looks really nice and white behind.
It does look very clean.
Nice and clean, but I do miss my video game stuff.
Yes, no, they are cool. I remember when I had to repaint my apartment downstairs, I literally had to move everything. It was almost like a vacuum that got sucked into the middle of the room. I had to move everything into the middle of the room. So that was weird for a while.
Yeah, and if you want to talk about real fun, carpet cleaning, when you actually have to like move everything out of a room and then move it back in, if you really want to clean all of it. So this has not been fun.
It's not going to be fun, but enjoy it.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm having a blast. If a certain someone wouldn't throw up every other day, I wouldn't have to clean the carpets. I look at him as he drinks water that he'll throw up in 10 minutes.
Yes, folks, with that, there's your weekly vet tech talk. So,
yes.
Oh my gosh. So, but nevertheless, good luck with that.
Thank you.
Cats are great. I'm going to be having for a month, I think. I might be having a four-legged guest here for a few weeks. Yeah.
Really?
So, preparing to lose everything.
Yep. Including the cat.
No, I got to keep the cat. God help me if I lose the cat. I guess we'll see that in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
But let's get right into things. But again, last week, though, again, thank you very much for everyone. Lovable Halo Addiction. So check him out pretty much everywhere. He's pretty cool. Let's get right into it. There was some news. We have a segment that we do news, and Ant does it. He does it wonderfully. That's why there was no news last week.
And that's why there's a lot of news this week.
There's a lot of news, but let's just talk about the biggest elephant in the room. Wait,
your shopping addiction?
That's, you know what? That you're right on that part. Let's talk about that first, actually.
Okay.
Why not? Let's do that. So we'll get to the other part of the news in a little while. Apparently I wrote it in the wrong order. So I, over the weekend, went to Game On. Shocking.
No.
But I went to
Right, but you couldn't have possibly bought anything because we've talked for the last few months ad nauseum about you going back to digital and not wanting physical.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, there's like a cutoff. There's a system cutoff with the digital part.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Though I'm sure some of these I probably could have gotten digitally.
Uh-huh.
So, and I have sold back games because collections have come out, I guess, is your point, right?
Oh, the hypocrisy.
Because I don't have the turtles anymore.
Uh-huh.
And now that I think about it, probably Castlevania.
Oh dear.
So, I mean, I have them, just not over here.
Right.
Look at that. This is all the room I have.
Okay, make more room.
Well, with that being said, I went to.
There are a certain number of pop figures that need to go away, like all of them.
I do have to go through those. It's ridiculous.
You have too many.
I have 536 pop
God.
vinyls and various shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
I'm still shocked that I was not expecting Unicron to be almost life size.
Oh,
So,
wow. Okay. Well, I think it's time to say goodbye to some of them.
I have gotten rid of some of them, but is there a purging coming? Yes. If that's the case, there might be 4 of them. So that's 4 of them being sold. That's about it. So, but that's another story for another podcast that I've tried starting many times.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
FedEx. It's Sunday. What's FedEx doing here?
No, FedEx delivers on. I got FedEx on a Sunday.
It's FedEx ground.
Well, yeah. No.
Anyway, so
you went to Game On.
I went to Game On, but I went to Game On's. I ran
a new store.
I ran a marathon. I went to all 4 locations.
Oh my!
Over the weekend in one day on Saturday.
Wow.
You know, we have a big milestone coming up.
Do they give you a medal for that? Like, you know, when I run something.
It's like when
did you get like a Game On medal?
It's like in Step by Step when Flash had to go through Disney and hit all the rides in one day or in 2 days or something like that.
There you go.
Yes, folks. Flash. Poor Cody. So no, I we got the big 300th episode coming up at some point. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to hit all the Game Ons because they've done a lot for the show and I've done a lot for their stores. So I wanted to hit all 4, which I did, and say hi to everyone and take pictures and stuff, which I did. Side note, because I have nothing to show from it right now. If you're in the area, hit up the arcade in October. They got some awesome. They got it decked out for Halloween. They got a giant Slimer hanging from the ceiling.
Ooh, very nice.
And they brought out a lot of pinball. I guess pinball is related, or there's more horror themed pinball games than horror themed arcade games.
Okay.
Because they definitely brought out a ton more Alien, Stranger Things, Ghostbusters. I think was there a Friday the 13th pinball? Trying to remember.
That would be really cool. I don't remember a Friday the 13th pinball.
I'm sure there is one, but I don't remember if it was there.
It's definitely a Nightmare on Elm Street pinball.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street pinball is awesome.
Also, they have in their play choices, they have one play choice dedicated to Friday the 13th, one dedicated to Nightmare on Elm Street. I forgot what the third one was.
Very cool.
So very cool. Check out
the Halloween game from Atari.
No. Well, it's the Nintendo play choices, so they're the NES versions. But I'm sure there's an Atari in there somewhere.
I would think they would have Addams Family. I mean,
100%.
There you go.
So check if you're in the area, if you're in the Smithtown area or Lake Grove, technically at the Smithtown Mall or Smith Haven Mall. Check out the Game On Retro Arcade. But in the meantime, I hit 3 stores. So this is my lot.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just
not bad for somebody going all digital.
You can't go digital with these. I mean, you could, but you know what? Enough of your digital nonsense. Don't hold me to a standard that you
created.
That I did create. And wait till I tell you later about an update on my storage situation.
Oh, no.
We'll save that for the end of the show. So I'm just going to run through this. And a lot of this stuff, I went Master System heavy, actually.
Oh, interesting.
Which is very interesting for me.
Master System or Mega Drive? Total Master System?
No, Master System. No, Mega Drive is just a Japanese version. I'm talking Master System. Because I'm still on the hunt.
Come here. You want to check this out with me?
Oh, there's a Mega Drive right there.
Here's a Mega Kitty. Mega Kitty.
Oh, he's going to scratch your eyes out.
Well, he got stuck on my cord.
That's the worst.
Yes.
Trying to chew it like in Christmas Vacation.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna go through it. I'm actually I'm very happy with what I got here.
Okay.
Some cool stuff, and we're gonna start off with a game, but we haven't done this in a while.
No, we haven't.
And we're gonna show how why I am in crippling debt and Anthony's not. So the first, or at least crippling debt that I admit.
Yeah.
So first for Game Boy, Spud's Adventure.
Ooh,
Pretty
very
interesting,
nice.
kind of a sleeper hit.
Go potato.
Yeah. Go potato. Which is pretty cool.
That needs a
And
theme song.
what does Go Potato?
No, Spuds.
Oh, yeah, I gotta think of.
No, not Super Potato.
That'd be awesome.
Ah,
Also for Game Boy, Looney Tunes.
very cool.
So
All games I haven't played. Game Boys.
yes, well you should. Here's a game that I've seen like once before in the store, so when I saw it again, I was very happy to see it, so I had to pick it up. G.I. Joe for Atari.
Oh, wow. I used to have that game.
Cobra Strike.
Yes, I do not have it anymore.
Can't wait to play that. This I picked up. So this is they have
You played on your Atari VCS.
no, that's all digital.
I know.
Dare you?
Oh, it's digital.
I have an Atari. I have a Retron 77. I can play it on that.
Imagine that.
Jerk.
Digital.
I haven't even turned on the VCS in a while. I got it.
Poor
I gotta-
VCS.
I gotta boot it up. Game On has a lot of cool hacks and ROMs, but they also have a lot of cool reproductions because there's some expensive games out there. This is not that expensive as a reproduction, but for the NES, Gunneck.
Oh my gosh, I haven't seen that game in a while. Forever.
That's why when I saw it, I'm like, wait a minute, this sounds familiar, and it's awesome.
Very
So, got
cool.
that.
Very, very cool.
Then, and these are kind of mixed up as to which stores I bought them in, so don't even bother asking me. This
I
is
wasn't
pretty.
even going to.
This is pretty cool. I will say this: the Smithtown location is making it a point for that store. Jay, who's the kind of runs it over there. Shout out to Jay. He is doing wonders over there as far as imported games.
Okay.
Like they made an import section of Saturn, Dreamcast, PlayStation 1, that is, systems. I mean, they really did it up. If you're into imported Japanese games, check out the Smithtown store. Because they went nuts. And one I picked up here, now this is more of a demo disc, but I enjoyed the game so much, and I love the cover. Which I have for the PlayStation 1, Einhander. Which is a shoot 'em up, a German shoot 'em up. But this is like a demo that came out in Japan.
Oh.
But I just love that. The cover is just pretty sweet.
Wait, have you ever played this or no? This
I've played it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have it. I have the American version.
Have the American version.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is just kind of part of the collection.
Einhanda.
Yes. It's kind of the OK sign, but it's X-rayed.
Yes.
I think it's pretty cool. And then this I picked up because I just love the series and I kind of forgot it came out and I had the opportunity. Proteus.
Oh yeah.
Which is a great shoot 'em up series in Japan. It pretty much pokes fun at itself and other Konami games. And it puts out by Konami. So this is whatever it is in Japanese, Proteus Forever With Me for the Saturn.
Ooh. Very
And
nice.
I'm really hoping my
Saturn
my Saturn will play it. And it should.
You know what would have played it? The Polymega.
I thought about that when I was driving home. I'll be honest with you. So,
especially
who
now
knows?
that the Polymega has N64 capabilities. It's
yes,
official.
it does. It
Yes.
does. Oh my gosh. But still, I'm going to check out. And what's cool, a lot of the cool things with the imported discs as well, sometimes their cover art's really good.
Yeah, they do. I like the Japanese cover art. I
Yeah.
really do.
So, all right. So, before we go into the Master System, let me jump to North American PlayStation.
Wow, we're all over the place.
Yeah, really much.
Wow.
A game that I've always wanted to play. I mean, I've played it like once or twice, probably as a demo, but now I have it. But B, it's one of the, not original, I think this was later on, but one of the long vertical boxes that PlayStation games came out in the beginning.
Okay.
Gex.
Oh, yeah. I remember Gex.
And they got that long box, not the
Yes.
traditional one. This is more plasticky, but still, it's got like pretty much everything in it.
Oh, wow.
So,
yeah, you're complete.
So
Nicely done.
that's pretty cool. Put that down there. And then the Master System games. I'll start with my now third Master System card game.
Okay.
Transbot. which I think is like not even a Kmart version of Transformers because that's GoBots, but this is like I think
Yes.
like a Walgreens version
Well,
of
no,
Transformers.
this might be a GoBot who decided to go through the change.
Through the changes.
I mean, I don't know.
So, but this one's been a little difficult for me to find. I've been ever since I eyed it. It's
Oh no,
like a
never.
side scroller.
I think I'm such a dummy. I just got it. Transformer, GoBot, put together, Transbot.
Oh, well, that's actually a good call. What year did this come out? 86? That's possible.
Yeah, that works. Because
Good call.
GoBots preceded Transformers,
They did. They actually did.
and
And they lost.
and then Transformers came in and stomped them into
They
a
sure did.
bloody
They
pulp.
sure did. Psy kill. All right. So, two games I picked up, which is actually one is a sequel of the other. Again, a really cool, kind of looks like a platformer a little bit. It's a game called Zillion. So I got Zillion 1 and Zillion 2.
Nice.
Yes.
Never heard of them.
No, I looked up gameplay when I first heard about these, and it just again it looked like a cool kind of side scroller, if you will.
Again, very little like 80s
Yes.
Japanese animation look.
Little looks very heavy 80s anime.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very
With
nice.
the cover. And then finally, this is more just to have, because the Master System, basically, the Game Gear was just a portable Master System as far as the games and everything.
Basically.
And as far as I know, if I remember correctly, this game is basically the exact same game as the one on Game Gear, but it's cool to have on the Master System, the original Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, very nice.
So, and what's cool about this one is this was the final Master System release.
Yes. And
Before they were done.
I do want to get a copy of that for my collection.
Yes. So I figured, you know what, that's pretty cool to own. So,
Yep.
and that is, well, you know what, I did buy one more thing. It's not gaming related, but it sure is from our childhood.
Oh, it definitely is.
So we gotta show that an Iron Sheik
LJN figure.
LJN 6-inch figure.
Yep, LJN knew how to make good figures in our childhood. They did not know how to make good games.
No, that's true, right? It's very weird.
Yeah.
So I got my Nikolai Volkov up on top. So of course I had to get the Iron Sheik,
of course,
former tag team champion. So
yes.
That's pretty cool.
Very, very nice.
And that I am pretty sure is, yep, that's my purchase.
I think that's enough because that was probably your rent. That's probably your rent money you spent.
Please, I hope my mother's not watching. So,
oh, she is, and she's judging.
she is always judging.
Yes. Well, you're not the only person. Well, I don't want to say I went shopping this week. I have been distracted. But something that I ordered came in.
Oh, okay.
That I haven't had a chance to announce because I wasn't here last week.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to move my microphone back a little bit so I have some space.
Uh-oh.
It's not that big. It's not that big, but
apparently big enough.
But no, it's about this big. But I haven't had a chance to open it because I've just been far too busy.
Okay.
The box is open to make sure it is. Now I need to make sure it works. But what happened to arrive is this out of the way. Say hello to my Steam Deck.
Oh,
it arrived.
The Steam Deck is in hand. How about that?
It's in hand, still plastic. It showed up about a week and a half ago.
Okay.
I've been so inundated with stuff.
Is that it?
It comes in it comes in a hard shell case.
Oh.
So I haven't even opened it yet.
Okay.
So
it's in the case.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll just open it now.
Well, now you have it there in front. Here we go, folks. A live unboxing.
Yep. So your games are going places. Yes, they are. Because I've been talking about lately how much I've been kind of enjoying Steam, and
you've been very heavily talking about Steam games. Oh man, if that thing drops out right now,
it's got its own carrying case.
Like they forgot to zipper it.
Oh, it also has. I guess you can attach this to the back of.
Oh yeah, like the back of a headset.
Yeah, like the back. Yeah.
A headset, like like in the car or
in the car
or something.
Yeah. So I wonder if this is like you can actually play with it. Oh, look at that.
Is it locked?
Yeah.
Oh, we're not getting an unboxing.
No, we're getting it. I just need my scissors.
Oh, okay, good. Normal scissors, not the weird ones from Dr. Giggles.
Oh, my X-Acto knife? All right, so here we go.
Anthony opens the box. Your Steam Deck will be delivered in 2024.
Right, that's what we're going to say. Congratulations, you now have the case to hold your Steam Deck. Um, it's pretty.
Look at that. Oh, look at that. So shiny.
Shiny and new, no fingerprints on it yet. I'm about to
Not
ruin
yet.
it. I'm about to ruin it because I'm going to touch it.
Ruined it.
Oh wow. Um, here it
That is
is.
thin.
Yeah, look at that.
Wow, look at that.
Very nice.
I would say that is about size-wise the Switch, maybe?
I would say it's about Switch size.
I mean, I know they've done comparisons already online, but just
I
now that you have it in
gotta
hand.
say, like, this is very impressive for a couple of reasons. One, um, if you look on here, I'm assuming these are trackpads on either side.
They could be, or I don't know if they're trackpads or if they're just grips.
No. Here, the squares.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see that.
Look at the
Okay.
squares on the.
Oh no. Oh yeah, no, that could be a
So
trackpad. Yeah.
this trackpad on either side. You got your ABXY up here. You've got you definitely got your Joy Cons. You got a D-pad.
Okay.
Looks like you got an options button. You've got this looks like a share button for screens, maybe.
Okay. Now we're winging this right now. Anthony literally just opened this, didn't even read the instructions.
No, I haven't read a thing. Power buttons up top. There's a plus or minus, I assume, for volume. Now this is interesting. I didn't realize it had this many buttons. There's an L1 and L2.
Okay.
An L4 and L5.
Whoa.
And then R1, R2, R4, R5. Now, what I really want to know is where's the 3?
Well, 3 is usually the joysticks pushed in.
Oh, right. So yeah, so you have 4. Look on the back here. See the buttons?
Oh yeah, look at that. Right where you're like if you're holding a switch.
Yeah, so if you're holding it, it's where your ring finger, basically where your ring
and
finger
your pinky, yeah.
go. You know?
That's interesting.
Yeah. If you move down, it could be your middle finger and your ring finger. But,
I notice that.
This.
Like yeah. Oh please, I've seen that. Have you seen how some people usually hold controllers?
Yeah, I know. So it's interesting.
How does it feel in your hand? Because it looks like a deep, like what would be we're going to call them a Joy-Con just for argument's sake. For those listening, at least you have a visual.
Yep.
It seems like a deep hold, like you get a good grip on it.
Well, you know what it is? It actually contours to your hands really well. In fact, just holding it, if you look back here, you see how it swoops down?
Oh, yes.
It's because when you're holding it, your middle finger goes here.
Okay.
And it supports like this.
Very good.
Look at that. Like
very ergodynamic.
Yeah, it's very ergodynamic. It's actually very, very comfortable too in your hands. So
interesting.
So yeah, this is pretty cool.
I have a feeling you'll be booting that up probably.
Very cool. Well, now that it's open.
Well, now that it's out of the box.
I can plug it in, boot it up. What I'm really looking forward to is the when they come out with the docking station, because
they are doing a docking station.
Yeah, because one of the main reasons I wanted this is because I wanted, like, I don't know, it's weird. I'm not a PC gamer. Like not in terms of, I'm not a huge fan of sitting in front of my computer. It's been changing lately, but for the most part, I'm not the biggest fan of sitting in front of the computer. I love the idea though of like picking this up and playing on the TV.
No, that's I'm with you.
It with me.
Well, that's a different ball game with the travel on it. But hooking it up to a TV and being I don't consider myself a PC gamer. I've tried it. I can't use the mouse and keyboard.
This solves that problem.
And I know I can, we can attach a controller, but it's just, I don't know.
Yep.
You're right. Something about computer's a computer, consoles are consoles.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm going to put it all the way back in the packing box for now. There we go. But yeah, no, I'm really excited to try this out, and hopefully soon. So
it's gonna be a lot of digital games you'll be getting.
I will be getting a lot of digital games, but I also can get physical games and install them.
I guess you could, yes.
Well, actually, one of those.
Well, I don't know. Could you?
There aren't that many. They don't.
Really no, I mean, is there a link, like a link cable that you can do?
I'll be honest with you. I would love to. I mean, granted. My operating system doesn't support it, but I still have all of my PC games from the 90s.
Which is awesome.
And I would love to play that. But anyway, no, I mean, yeah, I will be getting a lot of digital stuff on the PC. That will not stop me from buying my physical console games, because that's my jam. So,
fair enough. Well,
there you go.
Well, congratulations on the Steam Deck. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Can't wait to hear about the actual gameplay.
Yeah, well, the good thing about the Steam Deck is I know that it is going to last a lifetime, which is, better than I could say for something else that you purchased.
I did, yeah. So let's get into this now. We'll get right into it. The biggest news that has to be its own thing to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Google Stadia has now run or will be done. It's run its course.
Yes.
Google has come out and said, "Hey, we tried, but none of you people bought it.
Yep.
So might as well send this off to the sunset."
Yeah.
Yes, Google Stadia will cease operations as of January 18th, 2023.
Yep.
For those unaware of probably what it is, Google Stadia was, I'm not going to say the first, it's certainly not the first, but it was Google's way of entering into the gaming arena, if you will. And it was all cloud-based. Mm-hmm. Now, we can have your arguments about cloud, physical versus digital. It is what it is. They tried going with cloud gaming.
Mm-hmm.
I bought the Founders Edition. I was all in game day one. But and this came out in 2019. Like right before the pandemic, I feel.
The release date for it was November 19th, 2019.
Okay. So and I remember when I got the Founders Pack, it was basically the controller, a 4K Chromecast Ultra, and that was basically about it.
That's all you needed.
And the concept behind it, I totally agreed with. Like, really, the idea was, besides the cloud gaming, the idea was you buy one system. The intention was to buy one system, if you will, for life.
Yep.
Let them handle all the upgrades, the new gen systems or whatever. That all happens somewhere else. You don't have to keep buying a brand new system over and over again. And in theory, that's actually a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that to an extent, but where you're always going to trip up, and this is just the nature of the business still, are exclusives. People buy consoles for specific games, and if you can't offer them those specific games, in most cases, like, they won't add on another service or console to play other stuff. I mean, people are diehard for certain franchises.
No, you're exactly right, and yes, Stadia really did not have any. Maybe one. I think one game, which is the only game I physically bought. That's a lie. I bought 2 games. When I say physically, meaning actually. So here, let me back up for a second. So the way Stadia was going to work was it was 2 tiers. There was just you buy the unit and then you buy the games piecemeal, or you subscribe, which I wish I was still doing. You subscribe for $10 a month. Mm-hmm. Now with the subscription, you got some perks, like you actually got 4K gameplay versus 1080p otherwise. And you got, which to Google's credit, you got a ton of pro games, as they called it, part of the subscription. Mm-hmm. I mean, I could have kept. I canceled my subscription, but if I would have kept it, even let it run out, there'd be more games. You know what I mean? Like it would have, monetarily speaking, would have worked out for the amount of games I would have had access to versus how much I would have paid over those 4 years of subscriptions. Mm. So they definitely gave you games, but you're right, they were not exclusives. Mm-hmm. The other thing I noticed very quickly was that games were coming out way late for Stadia, even a year or 2 in. Like, I kind of get it in the beginning, but a year or 2 in, games were already out and already on sale for PlayStation and Xbox versus Stadia.
Yeah.
So that was a problem as well. And we can go into some stats about it or whatever we might have, but from a personal experience with it, out of the box, quote unquote, I did enjoy it. I never ran into an issue of buffering. I never ran into an issue of just poor quality gameplay. My interest faded because I was already playing a lot of games on other systems. PUBG, Bloodstained, the 2 biggest ones I can think of, I remember. that were already out, and I would have totally bought them for Stadia, but they were already out and I was already in with another system.
Yeah, and that was the biggest part of the problem. It was that like basically most of what you can get on Stadia, you were able to get elsewhere and sooner.
Yeah.
So I mean, it just became one of those things where it's like they weren't being competitive.
They weren't being competitive, and their advertising was terrible.
Yeah, well, that's true too. Like I can't remember a single ad for Google Stadia that made me interested in wanting to get. I mean, hell, I was more interested in the television Amico before I was interested in the Google Stadia.
Well, it's not only that too, but I just lack of advertising is what I mean.
Yeah.
Just yeah, like forget about you saw something and you weren't interested. I don't remember seeing stuff.
Yeah. I think maybe they just assumed because they were Google and people knew who Google was that just based off of the name itself, they were going to garner the attention they wanted.
Look, you know, that's what happened with Microsoft, you know, but Microsoft entered, you know, during a time where it was just two. So yeah, like you were able to kind of fit a third one in there.
Yeah.
Now it's going to be kind of tough to get a fourth and a fifth major player.
Yeah. Well, and you know, you see a lot of companies trying. You see a lot of companies, you know, like we said it before, like the Atari VCS trying to make a comeback, and you know, a television trying to make a comeback. Like you have companies that are trying to get into the market. Some more successfully than others. You know, Analog Pocket's doing well.
Analog Pocket's doing tremendous.
Analog,
if you have one,
yeah, Analog's doing well. Polymega, to my understanding,
is doing good.
Well.
Evercade is doing fantastic.
Evercade is doing well. So like there are ways to carve out something for the market. It's just I think Google wanted to compete, and they just couldn't do it with what they were doing.
The intention, you know what? It's weird. I feel like if this was 10 years from now, it would be a different ball game.
Probably.
Because just the world is going to cloud-based, I feel. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's just kind of like too soon. You know, as far as let's talk about the technology at first, which, you know, Google's come out and said, look, you know, this isn't really a fail. Yeah, okay, we're no longer doing the gaming aspect, but as a company, they've learned a lot with dealing with the cloud gaming, and they're going to, you know, incorporate it into whatever else they have in their own internet service they do with Google Fiber and stuff like that. So from a company, they're winning as far as that's concerned. I don't know if you have any information in as far as Google.
Well, and I just wanted to touch on like what you said actually is valid. Like 10 years from now, when we're further down the road of maybe cloud gaming and it's become the norm, which it probably will, for everybody except Nintendo. When cloud gaming becomes like really the actual norm where it's like everybody's doing it, Google can very easily come back out with this.
Yeah.
And be perfectly fine because they're Google. They're not going anywhere. It's just like, oh, you know what? We're just going to sit back for a little while. And that's what I think it is. It's not they're canceling. They're just going to sit back.
Okay.
And when the time is right, I wouldn't be surprised if we see this again. It won't be called the Stadia. It'll be something else.
Stadia 2.
Right. But it'll be cloud. It'll be cloud gaming. So, yeah. So I think, you know, we'll see it down the road. No, just a few bits I wanted to share. One, because there's stuff about what you said it yourself. They're shutting down on January 18th. Once they shut it down, that means the servers are gone, the library is gone, all done.
Lights out.
Yep, lights out. Some people have asked, are they going to be able to take their game saves elsewhere if it's a cross-platform game? Google confirmed that it may be possible for some games that support cross-progression play on other platforms for you to retain your progress. Example they gave was Destiny 2.
Yeah, there's not a lot of games that do that.
Yeah, but they said the vast majority of the titles won't be possible.
Yeah, because I was hoping that PUBG would do that because I was going to switch over to Google Stadia for PUBG. But no, all my friends are like, no, we want to stick with Xbox.
Yeah. The other thing also, which you may be happy to know, is if you purchased the Stadia hardware through the Google store.
This is I'm gonna let you continue, but this is major kudos.
Yeah, this is
Google.
Yeah, I'm very happy about this too, and a lot of gamers.
I mean, I'm happy as well, but
Well, Google said they are offering refunds for all Stadia hardware purchases made through the Google Store, and that includes Stadia controller, Founders Edition, Premium Edition, and Play and Watch with Google TV packages.
Yep.
Google's also confirmed you will not have to return the hardware to the company. And more details on how to request the refund will come out in the coming weeks.
Yeah, that's a big. Really, that other companies could have easily, and you know what? It would have. I would not have even thought of a refund for the hardware. To be honest with you, maybe software that I would have bought like within the last few months, maybe. But Google at day one though, and a story and I probably mentioned it when it first happened, but I remember when Stadia first came out. I ended up purchasing. They had a free game that came out. Samurai Showdown 5 was free. All right, cool. And then I purchased. Now I was in the subscription, but I purchased Shadow. What's the Tomb Raider? Shadow of the Tomb Raider or something.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Something like that. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, let me buy another game for Stadia. It was like $20, whatever. So I purchased that game, and like literally 5 days later or 6 days later, their first batch of pro games came out, and that was one of the pro games. So I'm like, what the hell? I literally just bought this. And again, without batting an eye, Google's like, hey, look, if you bought this game within the first week, you can get a full refund on it. So I'm like, all right, cool. And that's what happened, and I got my refund and everything. So they're definitely not, clearly they have no issues with money because, for them to be able to do that. And for them to, I imagine it would be a nightmare if they were asking for the hardware back.
Yeah, exactly. And what are they going to do with the hardware? It's basically...
Look, I got a Google Chromecast now out of it, so...
Well, there you go. And then speaking of software, since you brought it up, they will be issuing refunds for any purchased games. Any purchased games. They will not be refunding Stadia Pro subscription.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. And but what's cool is I don't think you have. I think you have it. I think they've already stopped with the renewal. So really, at this point, which is curious. I kind of want to boot mine up now.
Just check it out
to see, because now since you're not renewing, basically now you play for free through the end of the system.
Right. So those are the basic notes I found for or at least the announcements on Stadia. The only other thing that I did look up, because I was curious when they said that they were discontinuing service, I'm like, well, how many subscribers did they actually have?
Okay.
And so did a little search, found a website called Statista. Which has some.
I loved him in Stuber.
Right, wasn't he great? So looked up Statista, and I did get some notes. Now this was subscribers at the end of 2021. They didn't have anything for 2022, but just some subscribers count for cloud-based gaming. So they had four major ones listed, and the four were Xbox Game Pass, which had at the time at the end of 2021 13.2 million subscribers.
Okay,
which is the largest.
Yeah.
Then Facebook Gaming,
really, with
4.7 million subscribers. That was a surprise to me.
Yeah, I didn't even know they had games. I just thought that was just streaming.
Nope, Facebook Gaming.
Okay.
And then we had Google Stadia, 840,000.
Oh, at least we're in third. Okay.
And then last but not least, and again, I think this has definitely expanded since then, but it's still the smallest number from 21, which was Amazon Luna with 270,000 subscribers.
Yeah, so that's, I want to talk about that too. So, definitely Amazon, they look at Google, they're like, all right, well, if you can do it, we could probably do it better. Clearly not. But theirs is still active. Yes, Amazon has their own cloud-based gaming called Luna. Actually, did I do the free trial of it? I don't remember.
I kind of remember you saying you did.
But I don't remember having a controller. That's why. I might have canceled it. But yeah, so Amazon comes out with Luna, their cloud-based gaming. Which had some better perks. Their launch, again, no one's really heard about it. You see the ad for Luna sometimes when you log on to Amazon, but at least out of the box, they were a little bit better with games available like day one,
Mm,
and games like like Konami's Castlevania and Contra collections. I'm
mm.
pretty sure Bloodstained was day one for
Oh,
Luna as
nice.
well. So amongst others. And they might have had something working with Ubisoft, not EA. I want to say Ubisoft or Ubi.
Okay.
Like an additional package to it. So Luna doesn't have the hits. Now I'm curious, anyone who loves Google Stadia, maybe they'll move over to Amazon Luna. I don't know, but
Potentially.
again, it's the future, cloud-based gaming.
Yeah.
And these are two big companies that can do it and that can try it. I remember the first system I remember being exclusively cloud-based was this little box called OnLive. I don't know if you remember
I
this.
remember on live. Yeah.
OnLive. It was like
Hmm.
one of the first Kickstarters, maybe. I don't remember. It was a
Maybe.
while ago. Actually, I think I did it and then I got refunded for it, but because it never came out.
Oh.
But again, the idea was there years ago, and probably 10 longer than that,
Hmm.
over 10 years ago, with OnLive. So, but with Stadia, maybe jumping over to Luna. Bottom line, as far as I'm concerned, I like forget about the cloud gaming part of it. I like the concept of buying one and done.
Hmm.
Shockingly, because again, the idea is like imagine Xbox. Imagine not having to buy a new console. PlayStation 5, we'll talk about that because that's been harder to
Yep.
buy. Imagine not having to buy a brand new console every year where you just have the one system or a dongle or whatever. Sony updates their servers on their end, and then you have what you play here. Again, total different argument about downloading and physical and digital. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about the hardware itself.
Hmm.
That's what I liked. If I was going to college now, trust me, I'd rather bring the Chromecast than lug my Xbox.
Right.
Because also if my Chromecast was stolen, they're not that expensive to repurchase. Not only that, but also with these apps, with Stadia, with Luna, I know Stadia is definitely available on my television. I have an LG television, and there's an app for it. So, which is funny because now, ever since the announcement of it shutting down, it's the number one app in gaming
Well, of
on
course
the
it is.
TV.
Yeah, because everybody's trying to get squeeze out what they
Basically,
can.
basically. So it's almost like, in other words, Stadia's already in people's homes,
Yeah.
and you know what I mean. So it's already available. So,
Until January 18th,
well, yeah,
2023.
but the I'm sad to see it go. I mean, obviously, you don't want people losing jobs. I know a lot of people move around in Google, but I'm sure there's some people
Right.
getting kicked. But not only that, the concept I thought was tremendous. Again, like you said, Ant, or double back on what I said, like 10 years from now, Google will probably try it again with more success at that point. And I just hate to see a system like that shut down. Me personally. But I got a Chromecast out of it. I have a useless controller out of it now. So we'll see how those go. And thankfully, I'll be getting a refund in January, which is cool as well. But Stadia, you were not here for a long time, but you were here for a good time. You will be missed. The one game I purchased, a Pac-Man battle something or other. I can't wait to get my $10 back on that. And I don't know. We'll see what happens down the road. I still believe in cloud gaming,
Hmm.
but at least they gave it a shot, and they gave it a fighting chance. So
Hmm.
we hardly knew ye, Stadia.
Yeah, I don't know if they gave it a fighting chance personally, because like you said, the advertising for it has been kind of non-existent, and I think they could have definitely done more to get attention to it. But again, you're going up against Microsoft, Nintendo, Sony, to a lesser extent Amazon, but you're going up against so many other big, like just big hitters. Like you have to, if you're not coming out swinging from the beginning, you're kind of already doomed.
Yeah,
So
I see what you're talking about. Like
yeah.
again, we talked about the lineup and
Now,
everything, and
like for a company like Google, I don't think they put their best foot forward on this one.
I think they tried. They just didn't know how. They're not a gaming company.
Right? No,
They're
no, no. I understand that. I'm just saying,
yeah.
like for a company as massive as Google, you would think they would be able to put powerhouses behind it in terms of the people or the business
That's yes. No,
model.
you're right on that
That's
part.
what
Yeah.
that's what I mean. Like I think it could have been more successful. I just don't think they did everything they could have.
Yeah. So, but nevertheless, this is where we're at. It's for I'm gonna try and boot mine up again.
Yeah.
See what's. I'll probably fall in
Google
love with it all over
Stadia,
again.
you have gone the way of the Satellaview.
Yes, and we hate to see systems go, but hey, look,
Yeah.
it is the nature of the beast. So, if anyone does anyone else have a Google Stadia besides me who listens to the show? Hopefully, so let us know what you think about it. Let us know your thoughts just about another system. We hate to see systems shutting down. So, but nevertheless, that is the way of the world. So. All right, well, folks, as much as we just talked about Stadia, we want to hear your thoughts on it. We want to hear you chime in. And where can they hit us up and talk to us and give us suggestions and basically do our jobs as far as prep?
Well, you guys can do our jobs for us by going to facebook.com/RetroGamersPodcast, on Instagram @RetroGamersPodcast, on Twitter @RetroGamersPod. You can listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts. You can watch us on YouTube, or you can email us at email@theretrogamers.com.
I don't know what else we could talk about as far as, Stadia is the biggest hitter. Is there even anything else to talk about?
Yeah,
Oh,
well, there's a couple weeks worth of news that we need to catch up on.
That's
So
right. I didn't do any last week. That's right.
no, you did not do any news last week. So shame on you.
Hey, listen, like I said on the show, when you're not here, it's utter chaos.
When I'm not here, there is no news. There's no news. There's no order. There's nothing.
None.
There's
oh my
nothing.
gosh! As you heard, I was bouncing back and forth between everybody, but I also
Oh,
I was getting ready to watch Cannonball Run. I was all excited. I was hopped up on buffalo chicken dip. So
okay, well, with that said,
Pete makes a mean buffalo chicken dip.
Let's just get to some retro news. Okay, I don't want to hear about your buffalo dip.
Oh my god, lasted 3 days. It was great.
Oh Lord. Okay. So we got a bunch of stuff in here. A few little bits of newer news that I wanted to share.
Newer news. Okay, yeah, why not? We're still gamers.
Yeah, let's talk new news.
I'm the only one crying about Stadia.
Yeah, basically. Very happy. But new news.
Okay.
That's where I get my tea. First bit of news. I thought this was kind of interesting. The new Pokemon games that are coming out.
Yes.
You got Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet, right? Or are they?
No, Scarlet and O'Hara.
Scarlet and O'Hara.
Yes, Violet. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So Pokemon Gone with the Wind are they're getting releases, but they're also getting a song. Have you heard about this?
Really? No, I didn't hear about this.
Yes. So a music video dropped last Thursday from Ed Sheeran.
Wow. Okay.
I know.
This is big time.
Exactly. From Ed Sheeran. The song is called Celestial.
Okay.
And it was in collaboration with Pokemon, and the Pokemon Company has announced that the song will be featured in Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet.
Oh wow, that's interesting. That's pretty cool.
So yeah, definitely something new. And then Ed Sheeran, when they interviewed him, basically said he played Pokemon as a kid, always loved it. So it's one of those type of dream come true things for him, that he gets to create a song for a Pokemon game. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, if you want to check out the music video, you can find it online. It's called Celestial, and it will be featured in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. They're going to run out of colors eventually, right?
They really are.
I would think
they really are.
Okay, so that's the first bit of new news. Second bit of news, we have Assassin's Creed, right? Assassin's Creed,
yes.
Very, very popular franchise. But they recently announced on the Switch an anniversary mega bundle for Assassin's Creed.
Bum, bum, bum.
And that will include 6 games.
Whoa.
For the price of $99. So less than $20 a game.
It's not bad.
And the bundle includes Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, Assassin's Creed Rogue, Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, Assassin's Creed Revelations, and Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation.
Interesting.
So all 6 of them come with the solo DLCs. So you get
cool.
You get all the solo DLC with every Assassin's Creed, $100, 6 games. One of those franchises I've always wanted to play, never got around to it because I know how much of a time suck it is.
It really is. It's a lot
Yeah,
of time.
like it's gonna eat up a lot of gaming hours.
I think I bought the first one. I tried playing through the first one, then I realized how long it was going to be. Never saw the movie, and my question is, now that list you just read right straight from the news source, right?
I did.
Is it annoying you that the numbers were not in order as far as the numbers of the games?
Yes.
Okay.
I almost put them in order myself, but I didn't know where the ones that didn't have numbers go. So
they would just go at the end. Who cares?
I just read it the way that
just the fact that there was a 2, 3, and 4 involved.
Yeah, it bothers me that it went like 4, no number 2, no number 3. It's like
awesome.
I will go cry in a corner later over that. And then I will write an email to the news source.
A very scathing email.
They will get a letter. It will be fixed. Speaking of something getting fixed.
Yes.
We'll transition to something else.
Oh.
No, they've been fixed for a while.
Oh.
I'm about to get fixed. So last week or the week prior, I'm trying to remember which, probably the week prior. The Nintendo Switch finally got access to a game that's been out for like forever. The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim.
Oh yeah, I heard about this. Yeah.
Right? Finally came out on the Switch. I'm sure it's probably $60, even though you can get it for like $10 everywhere else. So they came out with the anniversary. It's a Skyrim anniversary Switch game. However, one of the concerns I had with this game when I heard it announced was like, how is this game going to run on the Switch? I go, this is a really huge, powerful game. And lo and behold,
cloud version.
I don't know.
Oh,
don't know. I would assume it is.
Well, I interrupted you, lo and behold, which I apologize about.
Yeah, you interrupted my lo and behold. Users are already reporting frame rate issues.
That's what you do.
Including stuttering and frame rate drops.
Well, that's what happens when you play at 10 frames per second.
Yeah, exactly. So a game this size, how will it work on the Switch? As I expected, with problems. So
don't assume. Don't be so negative. I'm sure you're throwing a party for Stadia. That it's going away.
Oh no, I'm absolutely throwing a party. It's on Halloween with all the other dead things.
Wow. I'm curious how big the download is, or how big this game is.
Probably fills up the whole hard drive.
Probably gonna need a whole nother.
They'd be like, oh, you wanted a, yeah, it's like, oh, you purchased Skyrim. We are now charging you an extra $200 for the SD card that you need to put it on.
Do you need a 64 card for the Switch?
Ooh, fancy.
Do you need a 128 for the Switch?
Why do you have those, and why aren't you using them?
Do you need a 256 for the Switch?
Why aren't you using these?
And I haven't collected the 512 yet, which is Animal Crossing. I am using one of them.
Okay.
These were bought as pure collector items, and I still haven't pulled the trigger yet on the other one.
Gotcha. Yeah, so Skyrim having some issues. I'm sure Nintendo will fix it. Awesome. But again, it's kind of like the Stadia discussion we had earlier, where it's like, a game that's been around for so long finally coming out on a new system and then having problems. It's like, at this point, if you wanted Skyrim, you should have already played it. I think. Oh,
and also breaking news: Skyrim's coming out for Stadia in 2024.
There you go. Everybody, pick it up. For your Stadia, is that not going to happen? All right, another bit of Nintendo news, and this one's actually a fun, random thing that happened online. We all know Super Mario Brothers is getting a movie next year, right? Coming out, I think April 2023.
I've heard.
A lot of people have heard because it was supposed to come out in December this year, and it got pushed to 2023. However, somebody, a big fan of Super Mario Brothers, and I guess a big fan of Chris Pratt, decided to create a 3D Super Mario Brothers game starring Chris Pratt as Mario in Unreal Engine.
I have not heard nor seen this.
And if you have not seen this, it is awesome. First off, they make a lot of fun. They do make fun of it when they do it, but literally built Chris Pratt as Mario in the game. It looks really good.
Like Mario's body, Chris Pratt's head.
No. Chris Pratt's body and head but he's dressed as Mario.
That is
It's
phenomenal.
actually really funny.
That is phenomenal.
It's really funny. They show actual gameplay, but it's like it's a parody.
Yeah, of
So when
course.
you
Yeah.
go through it, there's a trailer online where you can see it. I found I saw it already, but like if you go to Nintendo Life, they have an article on it with the
Okay.
trailer. But definitely worth checking out. I got a lot of laughs out of it. So it was really really cool. So definitely check out the Super Mario Brothers movie game
Oh my
trailer.
gosh.
It's just really really good.
Can it be as hopefully it's as good as Street Fighter the movie, the game?
Street Fighter, the movie, the game. Oh my God, talk about a mess. One last bit of newer news.
Yes.
The Game Awards that happen every
Love
year.
the Game Awards.
Yep, normally in December, I believe.
Yeah,
right?
usually yeah, December, definitely December, yeah.
Okay. So for the first time in 3 years, tickets are on sale.
Oh, a live studio audience.
They will have a live audience this year. It's been 3 years since they've had a live audience. So the Game Awards in December will have a live audience. Tickets go on sale November 1st. It will be taking place at the Microsoft Theater on December 8th in Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. Just a complete side note. The one good thing that I have to admit that I enjoyed about the shutdown was a lot of these events had no audiences.
Yep.
So they were able to get through, even if it was live. Forget about taped shows, which a lot of them were. But if it was live and no audience, they just got through stuff. And that's what I enjoyed. Or people getting up and slapping people. But, you know, they just got through things.
Yep.
So something in me is like, you know, it's cool that we're back to normal. Don't get me wrong. But, you know, I feel like the show could be like 45 minutes quicker without an audience.
No, very true on all fronts. On all fronts. So now that we have an audience, we're gonna have to put up with the 4.5-hour shows again.
And the clapping. That's really what it is.
All the clapping. Oh man.
So.
All right. Some cool, fun stuff. Switching over to other retro stuff. This was something you actually shared recently.
Okay.
You shared a link for it. In Super Mario Maker 2.
I literally had it on my phone just in case you weren't ready to talk about
it. No. In Super Mario Maker 2, an Uber fan, because Super Mario Maker 2, you can make your own Mario boards, right?
That was like the last update in the game. First, you were able to just make levels, but now you can make worlds with levels in them.
Right, you can make worlds with levels, which is essentially your own game.
That is exactly.
Basically. So, a player by the name of Metroid Mike 64 created Super Mario Brothers 5.
Essentially,
a full Super Mario Brothers game with 40 courses and 8 worlds. And it's Super Mario World based, right? Basically.
Well,
or it's got well, actually, I'm sorry. It's broken down. I didn't read it all. 24 courses are Super Mario World. 14 courses of Super Mario Brothers 3, and then 2 courses from the original Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, because you can change how it looks, the way the game looks. I played, admittedly, I think maybe the first 2 levels of this. This guy did a tremendous job. I mean, honestly, I know Nintendo. I'm shocked that even though it's a Nintendo game and you're supposed to do this, I'm shocked Nintendo hasn't sued this guy yet. How good this game came out.
But the reason why he's not getting sued is because it's free.
No. I'm joking, first of all. But you're right. And it was in their game.
And it's in their game.
Real quick, let me give the code, because, you know, with Super Mario Maker 2, you give the codes out. Yes. So the code to get this world is 0G9XN4FNF. So 0 girl 9 X-ray November 4 Frank Nancy Frank. Yeah, he did. Again, I only played like the first 2 levels, not even the first 2 boards, first 2 levels. This guy did a tremendous job. Supposedly he started on the first Mario Maker, which I don't remember. I guess I forgot you can carry over boards, I guess. And then he just started piecing it together. So it's kudos to this guy. I'm really looking forward to playing it like as a full Mario game.
Yeah, no, it looks really, really fun,
Yep.
and it actually has made me want to buy the Mario Maker games. I haven't
Oh,
bought them. No,
you
I don't
neither
have
one of
those.
them?
No.
Oh, I
Nope.
bought them, and trust me, I had no interest in making
Making.
levels,
Yeah.
but some of the levels that these people made, it's just purely playing them.
Yeah.
And Mario Maker 2 has a really cool story mode in it, actually. And just again, just the random levels to play. I mean, some of them are sadistic, and some of them are just goofy fun. So,
Yep.
but since the worlds came out, it really did put a different spin on it for the better.
Yeah, so I'm definitely interested in picking up Super Mario Maker 2 now, so I can check
Hmm.
that out. So
Definitely.
so anybody who has it, you can now play Super Mario Brothers 5, fan created Metroid Mike 64.
Cool.
All right, moving on. Other news. This one you'll love, Larry. I know because you have it, right? The Analog Pocket.
Oh my God, yes.
There's just, this thing just keeps getting better and better.
It's probably the greatest system right now going.
Yeah, definitely one of. Analog Pocket just announced that you can have an NES core.
They call them cores, yeah.
They call them cores. You can have an NES core on the Analog Pocket, which means basically that you can play NES games.
And I haven't done it. I'm trying to keep, and it has nothing to do with emulators or whatever. I'm trying to keep the pocket like the hardware stuff,
Mm-hmm.
with some games I can put on there. Though when I try and put games on, I tried putting Lunar Lander on there,
Yep.
which is an awesome game from the
Yes.
'80s,
Oh yeah.
and I tried putting another game on there. I forgot what it was. God help me, I can't get him to run. It's not like it's crashing. I think I forgot to put something in, and Space Wars. You can put Space Wars, the
Oh,
very first
cool.
arcade game,
Okay.
or multiplayer game, and it took me forever to figure out how to do that. So that's not the reason why. But these cores, I mean, at this point they have almost everything as far as like first gen systems.
Yep.
So it's and the game, and they say the gameplay, is just phenomenal,
Mm-hmm.
and you got all these systems on the go. Again, Analog's hitting a home run. If they
They
can
really
only
are.
put out the Duo, that would be amazing. But right now, Analog Pocket, they're
Yep.
bread and butter.
Yep. I have one other bit of news for Analog Pocket. I don't know if you know this one,
Uh-oh.
but
Are
I
they
did
shutting
also
down?
see this. Nope, they're not
Okay.
shutting down. But they recently announced also that there's going to be Sega Genesis and Mega Drive support coming soon.
No, I think it's available now. I could have
This
sworn I saw some. No, you know what? No, I
no,
didn't see
this
Genesis.
this was new.
I'm
This news
sorry.
came out a couple of
You're
weeks
right.
ago, a little less than a couple of weeks
I
ago.
apologize.
Week and a
I've
half.
seen SG 1000,
Yep.
which I'm dying to get a couple games for that. That's my mission right now. I've seen Game Gear, obviously. I think I saw an early Master System set up. Maybe not fully. Maybe not fully.
Not sure.
You know why? Because some people can do them their own.
Oh, got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So yeah, so now you're gonna get Genesis access on there too, which is great.
yeah, it's cool.
Couple other things which are interesting to report. Okay. You remember the game Zoo Tycoon?
I do actually. Yes.
Zoo Tycoon was the original Tycoon game, predated Roller Coaster Tycoon. So,
Okay.
so Zoo Tycoon was the very first game where you got to build your own park. This way, you built a zoo and ran a zoo, right? So recently announced, coming to Kickstarter, Zoo Tycoon the board game.
Oh, there you go. It's up your alley.
Yep. Be 2 to 4 players. You're competing against each other to build the most successful zoo.
That's cool.
You'll have over 34 species of animals, shops, and food stalls. You need to make sure your animals are properly cared for, with each species having their own needs. So,
all right, I'm out. I'm tapping.
Yep. Zoo Tycoon, the board game. Don't worry, we'll play it. Coming to Kickstarter soon. It actually looks really cute. So
I told you, I wish we can do some sort of spin-off on board games.
I know we may be able to do that one day.
Well, you could. You have them.
That's very true. I have them all. Yes. I do have them all. Okay. Moving on to other Sega news, actually. Recently, not recently, but currently on Indiegogo. This was an interesting one that I found. And as of today, I think it has about 4 or 5 days left before it closes.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yes. So there is a I don't know who's making it. I gotta see. Let's see. The company Dreamware Enterprises has launched a crowdfunding campaign for
Yes.
the Dreamcast VM2,
Oh my God, yes.
which is the little VMU that used to go into the
Yep.
controller. It's a revised VMU, and it basically has upgraded features over the original VMU. Which means it includes a backlit LCD screen because the original did not have that.
Yeah, you couldn't see that for nothing.
Internal storage of 200 memory blocks, micro SD memory expansion, and USB-C charging.
That's the biggest thing for me.
Wait, a couple more things on it. This may
But
be even
wait,
bigger.
there's more.
But wait, there's more. You'll be able to stream your VMU's display to a PC.
I didn't realize that. Okay.
And it also supports the Dreamcast camera, the Dream Eye.
Which I don't remember anyone owning, but okay.
Right, but if you're going to stream, like if you can stream it to your PC and you want to play stuff, like you can actually be on camera.
Can you imagine Twitch just streaming the only game I knew that was on that VMU was from Sonic Adventure, the Chocobo?
Yes.
No, not Chocobo. Yeah, Chocobo.
Sure.
No, Chocobo is
Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Whatever they were called.
Whatever that thing was.
It was basically Tamagotchi for Sonic. Right? I mean, that was the only game I ever played. I think it came in maybe with a blackjack game or something installed in it.
Yeah, but yeah, no, Dreamcast VM2. If you want it, head over to Indiegogo.
What's cool about this thing as well is, again, with the battery part of it, because remember, those batteries, especially nowadays, are not lasting long.
No, they don't.
But not only can you charge, from what I understand, not only can you charge that unit through USB-C, but you can also charge it while it's in the controller while you're playing the Dreamcast.
Oh, even better.
It will charge itself.
Nice.
I really got to pull a trigger on that. I'm debating that.
You only have a few days. I think I already closed it, but it's also, I think it was like 119.
It's
119 euro.
100 somewhere between 115 and 119 euros, which right now is almost dollar for dollar with US.
It's almost dollar for dollar, so now's a good time to
actually ours is I think a little less. Yeah. So yeah, I gotta pull the trigger on
but yeah, definitely pull the trigger on that. Couple more bits of news.
Why is the mail being delivered today?
Because they were late.
What the heck?
That's actually Saturday's mail.
Probably.
So this was an interesting little find, but the Nintendo GameCube. We all know the Nintendo GameCube.
What? What is that?
One of the systems that did not do so well for Nintendo, but it was a great system. Yeah, really good system. But a fan of the Nintendo GameCube found a GameCube development kit in an early Wii menu build, meaning,
wow,
that when Nintendo was showing off the Wii at E3 2006.
Okay.
They were basically using a GameCube development kit with Wii U controllers to show off the Wii U menu.
That's pretty cool.
Which I thought was kind of interesting.
Wait, the Wii or the Wii U?
I'm sorry, the Wii.
Okay.
Just the Wii, not the Wii.
That's pretty interesting.
Yes, because when you saw it, you were just thinking, oh, it's the Wii, it's the controllers, they're showing off everything, but they were actually using the GameCube hardware to show off their next system, which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
nice little touch. So, and then a lot of people were thinking, like, when they were showcasing games, at E3 that year, they were probably showcasing them off of the GameCube, like Twilight Princess.
Which a lot of those started on GameCube anyway.
Yeah, all the games that, like I think a lot of launch games for the Wii were originally being developed for the GameCube. So that was just a fun little thing.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And then last but not least, and this one I actually was really surprised with and enjoyed. This was also on Nintendo Life, but apparently there were some going back to Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo.
Okay.
Right. A lot of games will start to write code for characters and then not use them in games.
Oh, yeah, happens all the time.
Like Mario 64, they found coding for Luigi, which never wound up in the game. Yep. Well, in Super Mario World, one of the files that somebody found that was scrapped was an actual character in the game that they did not use. A very small character who went by the name of, let me get to Mr. In English, it's Mr. One Character. And the reason,
Wow, that is like Snakes on the Plane level. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But the reason why he was called that, I'm sure they would have given him a better name if they went through it. He was the size. He was literally the size of a single character of text. So he was literally the size of an 8x8 pixel. So really tiny.
Okay.
And I'm actually going to share my screen just to show. To show this guy, because
someone's editing.
I think it's just really, really cool.
They better have kept that name. They should have.
So take a little look at this guy, little green guy.
Oh my god,
little green guy with the. He almost looks like a little green blob, right?
He's adorable
with feet. Yeah, very very cute. And then there's actual animation of him moving.
Is there?
That not full animation, so like because
it's probably
not full animation, and you'll see that when I'm gonna play this little thing just so you can see it. But you can see him moving. They didn't do the animation of him climbing, but you can see him walking, which is really really it was like he was a little character. No idea what he was supposed to be in the game.
Okay,
but he was planned for the game, and then they scrapped
pretty
him.
Interesting.
Yeah, nobody knows what he was supposed to do. I'm sure Nintendo knows.
Oh, I'm sure.
But
only Nintendo knows.
Mr. One character.
Mr. One Character.
Yeah, awesome. But which makes me think that one day we may see him make a comeback.
Maybe that'd be awesome.
So, and that's it for my retro news. And I really wanted to touch on these quickly. I know we're running long this week.
Yeah, it's all right. It's our own podcast. We do whatever we want.
That's very true. But we do have 3 retro birthdays I just wanted to hit.
Okay.
One of them is the 20th retro birthday. This game came out in 2002. If you are a fan of the Hitman series, Hitman 2 Silent Assassin came out in 2002 for the PlayStation 2, Xbox, and Windows.
Nice.
20 years ago. The next 2 are celebrating their 25th retro anniversary, and I remember these fondly because I bought these launch day at the same time. Or launch week. I bought them in the same week when they came out. One of them, if I remember correctly, I ordered through. I may have ordered both of them. I definitely ordered one of them through the video store that I worked at.
Oh, are these imports?
Way back when? No, they're not imports.
Oh, okay.
The first one is the 25th retro anniversary of WCW versus the World for the PlayStation.
Ooh, nice.
And I remember that game really fondly because, well, we were wrestling fans, but also it was the first game that came out that had such a large number of wrestlers in it. And on top of that, a lot of hidden wrestlers that you needed to unlock. So it was actually really, really cool. And a lot of wrestlers from Japan that you couldn't get on other games here. It was just really...
Yeah, for really a North American release, you're right. And it was like really the first good wrestling game on the system. I don't remember if Warzone and Attitude came out beforehand. They were not as good.
After. They came out after.
But in any event, WCW versus the World really showed that you'd have a really good wrestling game on the PlayStation.
Yep, and then
licensed.
And then obviously that's when they followed it up with the games that we know, like World Tour, Revenge, and then WWF WrestleMania 2000, No Mercy.
Classics. That's why I can't wait for the new AEW game. Yeah, so to play exactly like those.
Very, very cool. So happy retro birthday to that game. I wanted to touch on that because I know like we have experience with that. But the last retro birthday is the heavy hitter retro birthday, 25th anniversary. He wasn't in the game. 25th retro anniversary on the PlayStation for arguably one of the greatest open world side-scrolling games, arguably the best one in the franchise. Castlevania Symphony of the Night turns 25.
25. Wow.
Yep.
I was just talking yesterday to somebody about wanting to get my hands on the Saturn version of that.
Oh, yes, that would be cool.
Heard it's not as good as the PlayStation, but just cool to have.
But just nice to have in your collection. Yeah.
Totally. Especially because I haven't played Symphony of the Night in a while since my little gung-ho.
Yes, and we talked Symphony of the Night recently, too.
Probably because I was trying to beat it.
Yeah, we were talking about Metroidvania, and you were talking about trying
I was all into Metroidvania, and then I started watching that 70 show.
Now's a good time to pick it up again because it is now 25 years old.
I can't believe it, 25.
Happy 25th birthday, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. And now I am done with Retro News.
With that, I think we will wrap it up then. Yeah, so that's it. We're going to bring this one into port. A lot of news, a lot of big news.
A lot of news.
And with that, again, you heard it earlier, but I don't know, do we hit them again with the, where could you find us? And in these locations, likes, follows, shares, 5-star reviews, thumbs up, whatever it is, definitely hit the button for us. Hit the follow, bell, whatever, because so you know whenever we're posting.
Yep, show us some love so, we can keep reaching out to other gamers out there. And you can do that on Facebook.com/RetroGamersPodcast, on Instagram at RetroGamersPodcast, on Twitter at RetroGamersPod. You can listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts. You can watch us on YouTube, and you can email us if you have any suggestions, topics you want us to cover, news we haven't touched, at email@theretrogamers.com.
Yes, and with that, we will catch you everywhere next week on the Retro Gamers Podcast.